Oh, baby, this is the week to be looking out for, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fantastic week here. We're talking about most anticipated earnings releases coming out for the week of April 27th. Gosh, this is the week, guys. This is fantastic. Let's talk about this, and I'll tell you some ones that you need to look out for this week. We'll go, obviously, every earnings listed here, and I'll tell you which ones I'm looking out for personally. So, starting before open on Monday. That's right, baby. We got Checkpoint Software Technologies, ON Semiconductors, CMS Energy, NIC. We've got Dorman, Lincoln Electric. We've got Washington Trust Bank. That's right. We got some more financial earnings, as we tend to do. Armstrong and eCorpio. Nothing super exciting for me as far as this before market open Monday. I'm not too excited about any of these in particular, but to each their own, I'd like to see, maybe there's some good ones, good surprises here, but nothing stands out to me as far as like this is a good one to look at. So I'll obviously be paying attention, but there's nothing super exciting for me. After close, we are getting started with some bangers. We're getting started with them. After close, we have Alphabet. That's right. Google reporting earnings Monday after close. And this is what sets the tone for the market this week, okay? If we think about the tech-heavy NASDAQ and the fact that it is actually, at this point, just barely down on the year. It's pretty much a flat year for the NASDAQ right now. Are you kidding me? In the middle of a pandemic, the NASDAQ is flat. Tech-heavy NASDAQ. Tech stocks have fared well, and there's many reasons for it. These type of companies aren't ones that are necessarily going to get impacted nearly as much. But with a company like Alphabet, a majority of their revenue is going to be made off of ads. And obviously with the consensus being that ad rates are down significantly, we're talking half of what they were before. People aren't advertising, obviously, because there's not business to be advertised. This could be it could spell disaster for this entire market right now. If Alphabet has an awful quarter, guess what? Every freaking internet-based tech stock is going to be hammered in after hours if they rely on ads. So definitely one that you need to look out for. It's going to be crazy. We have Applied Materials, AMAT. Always a good stock to look at. It's one I've always been interested in. I don't have a position in it, but we could see. I'll take a look at it. But I like AMAT personally. It's a good stock. We've got F5 Networks. That's right. It's named off of the finishing move from Brock Lesnar and or a tornado, whatever you'd like to consider it. We got Brown & Brown Insurance. I'd never trust a firm with two people with the same last name. Clearly, they are related, but two people related should not be starting a firm together. Also, it's an insurance company, so don't trust it. We've got Intevac, PPG, Cognex, K12, Alexandria, and CN. So other than probably the first two, Alphabet, Google, and Applied Materials, there's nothing I'm too excited about Monday, but obviously Alphabet's going to be the biggest earnings report that we can see for a little bit, at least as far as what we've seen so far this earnings season. So crazy. Tuesday before open, let's get right into it. We have Commerce Bank. Definitely a massive one. Another, if you look at financials, they've kind of set the tone here. They're hoarding cash, getting ready to make it through this. So let's see if Commerce joins a suit. Then we have 3M. 3M is a very interesting one to look at because I don't know necessarily how to take this one. You think about 3M, and they are going to be the probably number one manufacturer of things like masks. So you think very positively for 3M. But we also notice a lot of these masks coming out of China, stuff like that, we've noticed a lot of issues with. So there's been countries returning them. I know there's going to be a lot more expenses for 3M. A lot more expenses for 3M this quarter. the expenses are going to be off the chart, and next quarter as well. So my question is that balance in revenue gain, likely revenue gain, as I should say. I believe that they should beat on a revenue perspective, but how bad is their EPS going to be hurt from this? I could see it being a pretty bad EPS hit, but revenue should be pretty good. Now, how do investors, like to think about that? I don't know. I think it might depend on if they give guidance. If they don't give guidance, it's hard to judge. But if they give guidance and the EPS is still down, I think the stock could get hit pretty hard. But again, I don't know. It's going to be very hard to say, but it's definitely one to look at. Following that, we have Mastercard, another financial stock, definitely an interesting one to look at. It's the biggest credit card company out there, right? After that, another massive one to look at, UPS. UPS is a big, big deal, and there's many reasons for it. So when you look at UPS, just think about how online has taken over since this started. We have Target reporting that they've doubled their online sales from the same month last year. March's online sales for Target were double what they saw previously. People are buying the heck out of stuff online. That's right. People are buying so much stuff online, I don't even know what to do with myself. I haven't personally partaken in the purchasing of online products, but think about a company like UPS. We have Amazon that is absolutely unable to even provide, deliveries for all these non-essential items that people are buying. It is crazy. One negative I'd like to say, obviously Amazon is in talks of trying to go entirely dependent on just their workforce to deliver. They're going to be doing their own supply chain and delivery. So that leaves out companies like this. If that's included in this sentiment, investors are going to sell the crap out of this. But I think overall this should be a very good quarter for them. And obviously next quarter as well, as people continue to buy online. And one thing I would like to also posit, maybe you might not agree, I think this could be a major turning point overall in what you think of as classic retail. Obviously we were in a pretty steady increase, but is this going to be the leads of a massive increase? I believe that the new norm is going to include a lot more people just shopping online because they found it was convenient. They didn't do it before, and now they found it was convenient. So I think overall online digital sales should increase quite a bit, and UPS should gain from that. So they should have a good time going for them. So UPS definitely an earnings to look at. Then we have Pfizer, definitely a good one just because of the fact that people are always going to need their drugs in the middle of this, okay? They're always going to need their drugs. So Pfizer, very good stock. PepsiCo, people are always going to be drinking soda, obviously, and I've mentioned this before, as you saw with Coke earnings. People are going to might be drinking more soda than ever right now. As stress gets to people, they kind of take on bad habits like drinking extra soda or whatever it might be. We've got Caterpillar after them. One that I think should be hit very, very hard. This is a company already hit very hard because of the trade war that we were having with China, and it's a company that should continue to get hit pretty hard because of this. Now, obviously people are still doing yard work, stuff like that, but as far as like commercial levels, you're not seeing necessarily as much as you did prior. Schools closed, stuff like that. Caterpillar isn't going to see as much business because of this. So, interesting one to look at. JetBlue, you're expecting a piece of garbage earnings. Piece of garbage. Flights are dirt cheap. No one's going on them. Just you expect garbage from JetBlue. So if they surprise, it'll be interesting. Merck, again, people are going to need drugs. And BP, I don't know what to think about BP because oil is at an all-time freaking low. It's wild. Gas down massively. I mean, come on now. You don't expect good things out of BP, in my opinion. Coming out of this, they could definitely surprise, though. Yeah, definitely very good stuff before open Tuesday. Gosh, Tuesday after close, we still have beauties. There's so many freaking good companies reporting. Gosh. We've got AMD, massive chip stock. This is a leadership team that is just incredibly intelligent. They have turned this company around in a major way. AMD likely will benefit from all this as well. You see an increase in gaming. AMD seeks to actually have a better quarter than expected because of this. So AMD is going to rock it. They're doing a great job. You have United, then that's right, Starbucks right after that. Obviously, this is going to be, I think the stock goes based off of what the earnings, what the conference call says. If Kevin Johnson's positive on, store reopening, stuff like that, and on digital traffic, as well as drive-thrus, then I think this will be definitely positive. You see, obviously, as people weren't necessarily able to go in store and get their coffee, I think you're going to see a big product mix now. The product mix will switch up where a lot more people are buying the retail versions like the coffee grounds or the pre-made drinks as opposed to actually going in store. So I think that product mix will change and it'll be quite an interesting one to look at. I'll be looking in depth for that because as a Starbucks shareholder, it's interesting to me. See how, inside the mind of the consumer. Then we have Ford Motor Company. Again, they received a grant, obviously, or a contract for the production of ventilators. So overall, their bottom line is going to get hurt very, very hard. I'm expecting an awful quarter for Ford. So I think everyone is. So if they surprise, that'd be crazy. But I think it's going to be awful. Then we have Irobot. Not sure what to think about Irobot in this. It's tough to say. More people have time to clean at home. Maybe they don't want to get a Roomba now because now they have time to clean as opposed to before they didn't. I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, rising costs for stuff like that. So, Irobot, I don't know what to think about them. I like the company still, but I don't know what to think about them. Then we have Dexcom, Paycom, and Vertex. Also, FireEye and Oniok. I don't know. I'm sorry. Wednesday before open, we got some heat still. Garbage Boeing. A garbage company. They're going to talk about the fact that they're opening some production on planes, but this company is going to be hit still harder than ever. You see bad things coming out of this because they're going to be taking bailouts. Boeing is not a good company to be in right now. We're talking about if you're going to get in this company, you might want to look 2 years down the road. So for now, stay out of it. GE, though, previously, I would call it a garbage company. I certainly would. But management has done a good job turning this around to an extent. And you see, obviously, with the production of ventilators and other things, they're receiving money from the government because of that. And obviously, it's this payment, so it's not like a loan like Boeing where they're expected to repay it, but obviously probably won't. GE, I think, is an exciting one. I think it depends. Again, this is a conference call one as far as, where this stock goes. Then we have Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. Talk about garbage earnings. The first of the cruise stocks to report earnings. Definitely going to be a major one to look at. I'm very interested to see if they report freaking half of what they were expecting last year. You know what I mean? Because obviously this is a company that's completely out of business. They're out of business right now. There's nothing they can do besides people potentially booking cruises for later in the year. Just weird to see. Weird to see that one. I don't know what it's going to do. We have Luckin Coffee, also known as Discount Starbucks. Then we have Spotify. I expect a massive, massive quarter for Spotify. More people have time to listen to music. You're going to see more Spotify premiums. You're going to see a big uptick in premium subscribers for them. This stock should do well. You're going to see a lot more time in terms of music watched as well. My only thing, though, ad rates down. I don't know with those free users. Is that going to balance out with the increase in premium users? I don't know. We'll see, though. I'm very interested in Spotify. So we have Anthem, Yum Brands. Should be hurt pretty hard because not as many people going out to eat. But then again, people go through drive-thru most of the time on these type of companies anyways. So still going to get hit hard. There's Humana, Blue Apron. Blue Apron is if Blue Apron does well, Uber's going to be going up, and you're going to see Grubhub go up as well. Will they go up? I don't know. So Blue Apron obviously received massive hype. This stock went up 1,000% in a matter of freaking 2 days. because people were super hyped when the lockdown kicked in, because they realized people are going to have to get deliveries. And Blue Apron probably is going to have a very good revenue quarter. But here's the deal. They're going to be losing money hand over fist. I don't even want to think about what this net loss line is going to be for Blue Apron. It's going to be ugly, and I can't wait to talk about it. But we'll see. Then we have Hasbro. Are people playing more board games than ever? Probably. They're probably buying more board games than ever, too, because they're bored. Emphasis on bored in the board games. Just saying. But after close is what we're waiting for this entire earnings season. This is the day every earnings season we look out for. The big freaking three here. That's right, Tesla reporting earnings. Holy crap. Is with all other car manufacturers losing momentum significantly in terms of demand, is Tesla going to be able to keep it up? If they are, this stock's going skyrocketing. If they can't keep up demand, well, I don't know how investors are going to take that. Obviously, they probably anticipate less demand, but have they priced in less demand? I don't know. Is this enough to get other vehicle makers to actually catch up with Tesla? I don't know. Obviously, Tesla's a one-of-a-kind type company, but you never know when other people get in the game with electric vehicles. Definitely an interesting one to look at, though. Then we have Microsoft. Holy crap. Just a great company that I think is going to have a very good quarter. And they're going to have very good guidance for following quarters. This is a company well poised for these type of events. They're very cash heavy. Their business model works for this. Microsoft, fantastic. If it goes down, I want to pick up more shares. So, hey, I'll let it go down. Then we have Facebook. Massive. I love this one. I love Facebook. As far as what this company offers, they're so well poised again for these type of events. They have so much cash on hand. It's crazy. This company prints money. My concern, though, is going to be what that revenue line looks like with less in terms of ad revenue. I don't know what that's going to look like. I'd be interested to see. Obviously, you're going to see a massive uptick in daily average users, and obviously monthly average users. You're going to see a massive uptick in all their platforms. So my question is that going to outweigh people's concern in terms of, potentially profitability? But this company just runs so well, they'll maintain profit. They also announced a Facebook group message, group chat app. So very exciting that they're getting into that field. That's just massive opportunity right now. And especially for the future, if you think about it, video chatting is going to just take off from here, even after this. So those big three earnings are freaking amazing. You can't wait to look at those. We have PayPal, Teladoc. PayPal's going to be big too, by the way, because a lot of people are using PayPal to pay for things. There's Teladoc, Qualcomm. I don't know how Qualcomm's going to feel because obviously we've talked about delays in terms of iPhones coming out in 5G phones in general, and Qualcomm's a major player in 5G. How's that going to look for them? I don't necessarily know, but I'm interested to see. Then we have ServiceNow. Zynga. Zynga should do well. People are playing a lot of mobile games. eBay, which again should also do very, very well. eBay should. And then we have Spirit Airlines. Should be garbage. Thursday before open, we've got, that's right, Twitter. You're going to see a lot of people using Twitter more, but that profit line is probably going to be garbage. Then you have McDonald's. I don't know what to look for at McDonald's. Probably a revenue decline, all things considered. So don't be too shocked if you see a revenue decline. You've got Altria, great company. Then you've got Comcast, debatable. Valero, Energy. I'd stay out of Energy right now. It's not something really trustworthy. Kraft Heinz should do super well. All of their products are in high demand right now as people are stocking up on these products. So you're going to see a very good quarter for Kraft Heinz and likely see that demand continue into this quarter. We have Cigna, Freeport, McMorran. One thing on Cigna too, which I wanted to mention, now that I think about it, a lot of more people out of work. Cigna's probably going to take a pretty big hit with more people on unemployment not using Cigna. So just something to consider there if you see a big revenue hit. We have A Biomed and 1-800-Flowers.com. Could be massive. 1-800-Flowers.com, again, could be a very good play. People might be doing that. I don't know if they necessarily are getting more flowers than ever to try to appease the significant other in their life that is probably nagging them to all heck. But still, we will see. So after that, after close, we have some more bangers. More bangers. Like, when I say bangers, I mean, holy crap, look at these things. Amazon freaking reporting earnings. They should have literally ridiculous quarter. We're going to talk about holiday level quarter. Holiday level in terms of revenue. Holy crap, that's what they're going to have. So definitely look at Amazon. My only concern, again, obviously there's concerns in terms of employees walking out because they're just lazy pieces of garbage who can't just, work. That's just what you get. I would fire all of them personally, but I'm not the one running that. Then you right after them we have Apple. Apple, just this sets the tone for the market. Apple always does. So Apple, I can't wait to see what Apple has in store for us. People are talking about the worst, so we'll see. Hopefully they bring us the best. And then you have Visa, massive stuff. Another very important earnings in terms of bios would be Gillette Sciences. Right now they have some very significant studies on the impacts of one of their flagship drugs on the pandemic going on right now. So I'm sure they're going to talk about that. There was some preliminary data released that was completely false by the fraud World Health Organization that slandered them. Completely ridiculous, false information. So I'd like to see them talk about that little controversy. But overall, company should be doing fine. They're really more known. Their main moneymaker really is an HIV drug. Are people getting more HIV now that they're having relations? You know what I'm saying? It's gross. They're not having widespread relations, though. So what can I say? There's Malaysian. Mgm Resorts, again, a company that really doesn't have revenue right now. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what that earnings is going to look like, but it's a company I really liked, 2 years ago. I don't know what I think about them right now. We have Western Digital, big chip company. New USS, Alaska Air Group, and Amgen. Then Friday before open, ExxonMobil, Energy. Just again, I'm not playing with it right now. It's not something I'd really mess with for the next year or two. We have AbbVie, another stock I hold. Company, really good company. Drugs. Everyone's gonna need their drugs in the middle of this, so that's exciting stuff. We have probably what's going to be one of the biggest shocker earnings of all time, the Clorox company. Clorox is going to be reporting massive earnings, massive freaking earnings, and you saw it with Campbell's. People were buying the crap out of them, and they had a very good time. Procter & Gamble, think about those products. A whole lot of selling going on there. Clorox is going to be the same way. Everyone's buying bleach. They're freaking drinking it is what it feels like. Gosh, they're bleaching everything. For frankly no reason, but then after them you have Chevron. Honeywell, again, is an interesting one just because of the fact that they're on government contract right now to make ventilators, so very interesting. We've got Phillips 66, a lot of these energy companies, it's just scary stuff, don't know what's going on with them. Apollo, Hewlett-Packard Enterprises, CP, and Hillrom. So those are your anticipated earnings for April 27th. This is massive. This is just a fantastic week. I could have made 20 videos on this. Gosh dang, one for every day. That's only 5, but I said 20, so let's up that to 4 per day. But yeah, definitely take a look at these stocks. Gosh,